some guy in the New York Post wrote, somebody got mad because people with no kids were at Disney or something. And I've said this for a long time. If you don't have kids and you're at Disney, you're a creep. I mean, I'm being a little hyperbolic. I don't understand the appeal of Disney if you are a single person who is an adult. And some woman, it started because of some Facebook post from a mom who was really pissed about millennials with no kids clogging up Disney World. She called them pretzel buying sluts who should basically get lower priority than parents with children. And then there was a guy who wrote in the New York Post that childless park attendees have an unhealthy relationship with Disney. Basically what I've said is I don't understand the appeal for anyone with no children to go to Disney.
Okay,
right?
now hold
on. Now they're
on.
making it real hard for me to stay away because they got this Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which looks awesome. Mm-hmm. So I would probably go, well, they finally got me.
Yeah,
but the thing's been around for 100 years.
Right, but
they finally got me. They finally got me. So this woman is like, if you don't have kids, that's a little overboard.
Pretzel buying sluts, though.
That's the best part of it.
What are they doing with those pretzels?
You know what they're doing.
That's not where you put a pretzel.
As someone who's 29 and grew up incredibly poor, and if I wanted to go to Disney, I would have to save up to do it.
Right.
Why can I not do that as an adult?
You can.
You can, but
I'm just curious why you'd want to.
Because it's something I was never able to do before. Disney is like a bucket list thing. Like you go to Disney at some point in your life. Yeah,
is it?
It is.
I mean,
think it is.
A lot of things I couldn't do as a kid, but as I am now a grown man, and I've cast them aside. Like they don't hold the same sway for me.
Well, no, I'm not going to be as into it as I would have when I was 11.
You mean just to do it?
Just to do it. Like I feel like that's a big thing. Like, I've never been to Disney. Or I've never, it's just one of those things that you check off of your American bucket list.
What else is on there that you had?
American bucket list.
As an American, I need to go to Disneyland.
Chicken.
Yeah, mostly chicken. Yeah. No, but like Disney's a big one. I don't know.
Things you wanted to, because I would venture a guess it's probably a very small list, possibly just Disney, of things you didn't get to do as a kid that you would still want to do as an adult.
Yeah, maybe it's just Disney. But
because I have a ton of customers who hit me up and they go, hey, we don't have kids. We love Disney.
Right.
We go every year. We got that guy, his wife drags him every year. I don't get that.
I mean, I guess I put it in the same kind of tourism, like exploring your country as like New York City, like going and seeing New York City. That's just something everybody should go do at some point.
But that's not analogous. Disney is specifically for children, largely.
I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't think of anything
not
else
anymore.
Just because they serve booze and they have the Millennium Falcon doesn't mean it's not for kids.
But it's also
it's
such a ridiculous, like immersive experience to go to Disney that I can see why adults would want to go.
I want to go. And I don't have
I'm
any
more
kids.
put off by just how expensive everything is to go, and just all the waiting and the crowds and stuff like that. That's why I'm not into it.
I can't believe how many people. But I can't believe how many people are there based on how expensive it is.
Yeah, right.
Because it's that mentality. It's something that like you do
it's
at
a once
some
in a
point.
lifetime thing for a lot of people. Yeah.
For a lot of people, yeah. For a lot of people, it is a hey. We're going to do this one time and you're going to love it. You know what I mean? Like, my family never went on vacations. We didn't have the money for it.
So these people, like, save up for years to go to Disney?
Yes, seriously. Because, like, I had my high school sweetheart. They went on vacation every single year. And there's a lot of families who do that. They go on vacation every single summer. We went on one vacation as a family and that I can remember. And so it's one of those things where it's like you never got to do it. So if you can afford to do it now, why not go do it?
Okay.
I was able to go because my aunt could afford it. Like my mom wouldn't be able to go.
Now, if I could do like the money thing, like if money wasn't an option, they have a way you can like buy a guide for the day.
And like tell you all about everything?
Well, no, you get to skip the lines. You get to do what you want. You're like a super VIP. It's just like $10,000 for like 6 hours.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but like, they have different packages that make it more affordable. But like we camped out in like.
But I don't want to wait in line. I want give me $10,000 so I can go to Disney World the way I want.
They have a thing where you don't have to wait. Like you can just go, like I guess there's like
Fast Pass,
a bookmark or whatever. And you can go leave and come back when you're able to go, like when the line is short.
I want the escort.
Well, yeah, that would be great, but they don't need that.
So, I mean, they finally, this Star Wars Galaxy's Edge thing that they've got, they're like, this thing is tailor-made for childless millennials. They finally struck at the heart of nerddom on this thing, and that's why all these people Now I want to go. I mean, that's what got me. When we were in Orlando, we didn't even go to the park. We went to this place called Downtown Disney, which is basically just like a big outdoor, part Disney, part shopping mall type thing, you know? Because we weren't going to go into the park. But my daughter was performing, and that's why we went over there. My older daughter was performing.
Doing some fart songs?
Doing some fart songs. And everything. I mean, you walk in, and all the Star Wars stuff, you're like, oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like I was. People go, you feel like a kid. I'm like, I didn't feel like a kid.
Yeah, but you didn't feel like a kid when you were a kid.
True. I've always been about 40.
Yeah.
That is true. I was Alex P. Keaton when I was a kid.
It's Mr. Cox.
Yeah. Roll call. I go, it's Mr., please.
Thank you.
Mr. Tibbs. So anyway, so there was, but people loved sending me that article because I've said, you know, it's if you don't have kids, why the F would you? But now there's two camps going back and forth on that. Because they do have booze, you know, so obviously they want. But I always assumed that was for parents who just needed to decompress. If you've got your kids there all day long, you're going to need a drink.
Alan, what if
People like to have fun, and it's fun for them. Who cares?
What if you go there and there's another SmackDown like there was at Disneyland in like Toontown?
Those people fighting in the middle thing.
If you go there,
That dude
Listen,
was such a bitch.
But if it's 106 and you're outside all day, I'm surprised that doesn't happen on
There's
the
not
hour.
more fist fights.
Yes, those are only the ones that you see filmed.
Oh, that's another thing too. It's so hot.
you go there for the rides and the attractions, but then you have a WWE SmackDown there, so that's pretty.
Because
cool.
like Orlando, for one, you're inland. You're not near any water. It's all fake lakes and fake trees, so you're just baking in the, you know.
It was so hot.
My older kids got taken when they were younger. I was still I was still on the air in Chicago, but my older kids went with my ex-wife and like her family. They all went, right? And there's a part of me that's like, well, I missed that, and that sucks. But there's also a part of me that was like, I'm glad I didn't have to go. It's fine.
You didn't have to walk around in the Captain Jack Sparrow hat.
Yeah, but I was gonna,
sweating.
yeah, like you make all those memories.
What memories? They're not
with
going to
your
remember it.
kids.
Well, that's why I don't understand. Listen, if you're going to bring your kid, cool. I also don't get the bringing the toddler.
That I don't get. I think they
That
need to
kid's
be old
never
enough
gonna remember that,
to get it.
ever.
Yeah. What,
here's the thing,
5,
too.
6, 5 probably?
I went to plenty of amusement parks with, like, we'd go to Cedar Point. I think we did Disney when I was like 14, and we just went to MGM, like that part of it.
This in California?
No, this is
In Florida?
In Florida.
Okay.
I wasn't there to make memories, and I was there when I was a little kid too. Like all we were trying to do was get away from our parents. We're not there to hang out with our parents.
When you're 14, you're not.
Right, but I'm saying like
When
even,
you're 6 or 7,
Well, and when
that's
I'm
like
6
the
and 7,
coolest place ever.
I don't remember any of it. I remember going on Small World and the Pirates ride, and then not being tall enough to go on the Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
But then my dad just took me on it anyway. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, but you can't think of it like that. Like, they're not going to remember this anyway. Well, yeah, but for the day and for the next couple weeks or the next couple months, that's all they're going to talk about.
Now you can video everything, and then you can be like, look how much fun you had. So now
Right.
it's a different. I can understand going more now than then.
You know what though? Think about the last 5 years of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have a couple standout memories of like, that was an amazing time. You have a few of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you can make that argument for adults too, where it's
Right,
like
yeah.
not everything you're doing is going to be the best day of your life, but it's something you want, a concert or check it off your bucket
But
list or whatever.
Disney will hook me when they should have a fleet of employed babysitters. So you just walk your kid over and you go, we're going to go over here for a while, all right?
You take 'em.
Mm-hmm.
Take this one.
Well, that's why it's nice when you go with a bigger group and you have like, you know, the younger kid gets passed around to the different parents. Like we would do that where my dad would split off and go with us, and then my mom would have to take the two younger ones, and then they'd switch.
Yeah.
But my mom she never cared about like going on rides or anything.
You go all that way and you don't go on the ride? She didn't care. Really? She was
make
just
her
holding
sick.
the purses and wow. Alan and I never thought I would like Disney, but our family just booked our third trip there in 2.5 years.
Oh my goodness.
Their main demo is for people 25 to 40. A lot of that are childless. It's not just a children's park. It's like Cedar Point and steroids. Their demo is 25 to 40 because those are people who have disposable income. And they probably have kids.
Well, some of them do, but some of them don't.
Some of them do and some of them don't.
I got a friend. She's been there, I think, 3 times already this year, and she lives in Columbus.
No kids.
No kids. Wow. She just
gone to
loves going to
Disney
Disney
3 times
it's
in
her
1 year?
favorite place on this planet.
What have I done 3 times?
She thinks it's the
know.
most magical place on earth.
Yeah, she's Obsessed with it.
All right. And Alan, there are also fine dining. It's not just chicken nuggets and pizza. Yeah, that's what I want. Fine dining at Disneyland. Hey, you know how it costs you $400 just to walk in the gate? This dinner's going to be awesome. 2 people for $700. It's going to be so good. Here's some escargot shaped like Mickey. Awesome. Well, anyway.
Some Donald Duck confit.
Alan, we were in a Little Mermaid themed room. I had weird boners the whole time.
Oh my
Yeah, that's
gosh.
something too. I don't want weird boners. I don't want to pay for one. I can get those for free. Alan, I went when I was 5, and I lost my shrimp when my Mickey head balloon floated away. I remember that day, and so does my whole family.
There you go. Now that's a good memory.
There you go. Honey, do you remember when your balloon floated away?
I guess my dad sneaking me onto Space Mountain is a pretty good memory.
Yeah, and it's not that you need to remember every second of the entire trip you were there, but you have that where it's like, oh, that was okay. That's what you took away from the day.
Last
you know?
time me and my dad had a good time together.
See,
But at least you had
Bill Squire,
one.
ladies and gentlemen.
Poundcake never had one. You had one. Poundcake's dad never snuck him onto Space Mountain.